What do the NFL, Ugly Betty, and Tarzan have in common? Well, nothing on the surface, but they're all making moves to your favorite streaming sites. Stay tuned and we'll discuss all the news that's fit to binge from this past week. Hello and welcome to Stream On, the show that keeps you up to date on everything happening on your favorite streaming platforms. Our first news item this week is that the NFL has struck a deal with Yahoo to allow the first global live stream of a regular season NFL game. Pretty exciting. This is going to be one of the games that takes place in London, England, part of the NFL's international series. The two teams playing are the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Buffalo Bills. And you may be thinking, if you're familiar with the league, yes, those two teams could use as many viewers as they can get. Very small fan bases, small markets. This is going to be a very interesting experiment to see what NFL does in the future about live streaming games. This game in particular is going to air very early in the morning, 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 where I live, over on the West Coast, 6:30 a.m. So you definitely have to wake up early for it. It won't be on television except for in the Jacksonville and Buffalo markets. So this Yahoo stream is going to be the only way to watch it. And I think they picked Yahoo based on Yahoo's track record with live streams. I don't know if you're familiar with this, but Yahoo live streams concerts all the time based on a deal that they have with Live Nation. So again, this is a very interesting experiment. The NFL makes buttloads of money off of their TV deals, and I mean so there's no way that they're going to alienate their broadcast networks, but if they can find a way to make additional revenue, they're going to do it. Up next, Netflix has announced a new slate of children's programming that is in production, including a new show from the Cirque Du Soleil brand. The show is called Cirque Du Soleil Luna Petunia, and from this photo, I think it looks fantastic. In those live Cirque du Soleil shows, you always have that clown character that astonishes our main protagonist and brings them to a world of imagination. And that's exactly what looks like is happening in this photograph we have here. Another one of the new shows is a Tarzan adaptation called Tarzan and Jane. It's going to be set in modern day, where a 16-year-old Tarzan meets Jane in London. The other two new series are Puffin Rock, which is a preschool show about those cute little puffin animals, and then Kulupari, an army of frogs, which is an animated show about poisonous frogs, and from this photo it looks really awesome. So for me, all four look like an exciting crop of new children's programming for Netflix. Speaking of children's shows, Hulu released at the beginning of June their first piece of family-friendly LGBT content called The Bravest Knight Who Ever Lived. This was a children's book, it has been for a little bit, and is a short animated adaptation of the book. It's about a knight who fights a dragon and saves the princess, and when is offered her hand in marriage, tells the king what's truly in his heart. It's not the type of thing that I would do a separate review on. It's very short, under 10 minutes long, but I did get a chance to check it out, and I think it's a nice piece of video that you can feel comfortable showing your kids if they are starting to have questions about this topic, or if, you know, they wonder themselves why a prince can't marry another prince. It's not fully animated, it's more along the lines of a motion comic, if you're familiar with that, where the page of the book is brought to life by having the characters' mouths move when they speak and having different pieces of the page pop up or scoot along the screen. It's told by a narrator, and the narrator does all the voices. It's certainly not a full show production. So if you think that your family is ready to discuss topics like this, I think it's great that these types of entertainment are becoming more widely available. On to something else that probably should have been discussed. The news just broke this past week that Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin made the same amount of money as their male co-stars Sam Waterston and Martin Sheen when they were doing Grace and Frankie season 1. What do I think about this? Honestly, I think it's pretty messed up. Martin Sheen and Sam Waterston are series regulars, and they're important parts of the show. That's why they got famous actors to play them. But they are supporting cast. They are part of the ensemble. They are not the leads. The show is called Grace and Frankie, and Frankie's a girl, by the way. That's Lily Tomlin's character. It doesn't make sense for the male characters who don't take as much screen time to get paid as much as the two leads. So it's going to be interesting to see how this affects the show going forward. They already announced a season 2 that'll be released in 2016. So I'm willing to bet the contract negotiations for season 2 are going to be a lot more upfront and possibly in the public eye. Our final news story of the week is that Special Correspondents, the Netflix original movie, released a photo that announced new cast members for the film. Now, just as a refresher, this film is written and directed by Ricky Gervais, It's also been discovered that he's going to act in it in a role, but it stars Eric Bana. We knew that. This photo revealed new cast members such as Vera Farmiga. You know her from The Departed and the television show Bates Motel, and also America Ferrera. Yes, Ugly Betty is in this. You'll also be able to see Kevin Pollak in this picture. Apparently Benjamin Bratt is in the cast but is not in this photo. This definitely has my interest piqued for Special Correspondents, especially the addition of Vera Farmiga. So I'm definitely interested in this movie that will be released on Netflix in 2016. That's all the news I have for you this week. Stay tuned for new episodes coming out frequently throughout the week. You can catch them on the YouTube channel and also on the Facebook page. Until I see you next time, stream on, stream on.